shooting iron work? Seems to, yes. My name is Paul K. Welcome to Saturday Mornings Outdoors. Today, I still want to be a cowboy. And this is the new Wrangler in 22. And this is what we're going to be reviewing today. One of the best absolute steals in firearms today, I would say. So, if you like the Old West, you still want to be a cowboy, stay tuned, partner. So here it is, the Ruger Super Wrangler. Say that 5 times fast. And it is a 22 rimfire, single action handgun. And why go single action over double action? Well, if you think about it, I've thought about it for a long time. I wouldn't even consider a single action, but because I like having the availability of the double action. If guys and girls that don't know and are beginner shooters, a single action is every time you pull the trigger and fire around, you have to cock the hammer back. You have to do it manually. I will show you, actually. Time you want to fire this, you have to, and then fire it. When a double action, you can pull the trigger, and every time you pull the trigger, when you pull the trigger with a single action, nothing happens. You have to cock the hammer and then fire it. And then this is earlier technology, and they used it in the Old West and in the a few of our wars and stuff like that. But then I got to thinking, most 99% of the time when I'm actually using this gun, it's either for squirrel hunting or rabbit hunting or something that requires precision. I'm shooting single action anyway. I'm not blazing away at 6 rounds, just pulling the trigger, bang, 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 bang. So get the single action. And you know what? I think that's a great logic to justify buying a single action handgun if you're on the line for it. But these are the specs on it. Now the Super Wrangler comes with 2 cylinders, 22 long rifle and 22 Winchester mag, and these are interchangeable. Very easy. Takes about 15 seconds to change the cylinders. Loading this, how it is, you open the gate and you turn that. You load it one at a time, and just the process, it's a little bit slower than a double action where you just jam them in or swing the cylinder out and jam them in and swing it back in. It's just a tiny bit slower, and then close the gate and fire away. And after you're done shooting all 6 rounds or how many rounds you have in there, there's a bar here, and you just line up the cylinder. You gotta open this gate first. There you go. Line up the cylinder and just eject the rounds. I'll show you from this side so people that don't know will understand. And that just pops the rounds out, so you just go each cylinder. And this is how they did it for a long time, so but that's how the difference between the single action and the double action and how it's operated. Now there's no safety on this, but it does come with a transfer bar, and what that is right in here. This bar, on the earlier models of these revolvers, without that bar you'd have to rest the firing pin on an open chamber, because if you ever dropped it and it hit the hammer, it could easily go off. But with that transfer bar, when the hammer is down, it's resting on that bar, and when it's fired, that bar falls away and fires the gun. So it's a safety feature. This one has a 5.5-inch barrel. It's Cerakote finish for the price range. I'll explain all that about Cerakote. I am a stainless guy all the way, but when you hear what these cost, it's just shocking. And that's why this is one of the top 10 guns that are selling, handguns that are selling in the U.S. today, is the price point. But Cerakote finish, I got it in black. They have a bunch of other configs. I think there's 2 other configs, but they're mismatched colors. One's an OD brown. It doesn't really go with the Western vibe, and they look like a parts gun. It's just not for me. Some other guys like them. I don't like them. But So these are listing for around $350. You can get them anywhere for $260, man. I mean, they're just an incredible buy. It's a solid handgun. Now, this is the Super Wrangler. They make a Wrangler, and that sells on the streets, you know, in the shops for around $200. And it's only one cylinder, usually the 22. I think it's whatever configuration you want. But the difference between the Wrangler and the Super Wrangler is you only get one cylinder. It's a less beefier frame. They make a beefier frame for the Super Wrangler because it has to handle the 22 Magnum. And the Super Wrangler has a fully adjustable windage and elevation sights, right? And beautiful front sight. Whereas the straight up Wrangler has no adjustable rear sights, just the dog ears, or the ramp rather, and an immovable front sight. So for $60 more, that's it. You're getting an extra cylinder, you're getting adjustable sights, and a more beefier frame. So it's really two guns in one. And no, just guys that are trying to finagle their way around, you can't interchange these with the Super 6. Now, the different levels are, it's the Wrangler first, and those are the difference between the Wrangler and the Super Wrangler. Now, the difference between the Super Wrangler and the Super 6 is a much better finish, right? The Super 6 22 is going to be, you can get it in blued, and you can get it in stainless, my favorite. But a brand new one's around $700. But that's an heirloom, that's a generational gun, the single sixes. That's my next stop, I think, because I really love this. I'm really loving these revolvers. They're simple, basic handguns that are absolutely reliable. They will never jam you unless somehow you mess up the timing, which is almost impossible, unlike a semi-auto. And they are just reliable and fun and super accurate. I'll take it down the gun range and I'll show you some accuracy with it. So the full-on specs it's a single action. It's the barrel. This particular one's 5.5. It comes in 6.5, but those are, to me, kind of too unwieldy. This is like the perfect cowboy gun. They actually make a 4 3/4 one, and that's for quick draw, but it's a little too short for accuracy. I'm actually going to use this for hunting, you know, and squirrel hunting and aiming it and all that. The quick draw is more for the competition guys, I think. It's probably a little less accurate than this. The longer the barrel, the better the accuracy. The capacity is 6 shots. You get the 2 cylinders with it. It's got the adjustable ramp sight in the front sight. And the overall length is 11 inches. It's in black Cerakote, this particular one. The frame is alloy steel. On the regular Wrangler, it's alloyed aluminum. And then on the full-on single 6, that's full stainless or whatever config you're getting in that. Now the grip type is black checkered synthetic, and I'm totally going to remove these and get some really beautiful carved rosewood. I got these custom ones coming in. It takes a few weeks for it, but I didn't want to wait that long to post this video. And the rated twist is 1 in 14 inches in these, which is extremely accurate. The rifling in the barrel, you know, and those are the specs on this. The main selling point on this handgun, of course, is the price. The reliable Ruger. There's about 5 or 6 other brands worth exploring, and but Ruger is like really, you know, it's American made, and it's just crazy good reputation for solid. This thing is just, you can just tell. That's another difference between the Wrangler and the single 6. The action is a lot different. It's a lot more smoother. And the trigger pound, I'm guessing that's around 5 pounds. It's pretty daggone good, and that's without adjusting it. Beautiful trigger on it, and I don't want to dry fire it. They say you can, but I don't like dry firing pistols. But the price point is the major selling thing in this. You get two for the price of one. You get the 22 long rifle cylinder, by the way, and the 22 Winchester mag, which is a lot more powerful round. That's why they make the beefier frame in the Wrangler as opposed to the Super Wrangler as opposed to the Wrangler, and these don't interchange. You can't put these in the single 6 and you can't put these in the regular Wrangler for sure. They're just, and Ruger knew that what was up, and that's how they run that. But for $60 more, it's worth it. You know. Oh, the other difference too is these are not fluted. On the single 6, they're fluted. You know, they have these grooves cut out on them. It's just pretty, make them look prettier and lighten the actual. Accessories are everywhere. I mean, these are so popular, and you can afford to buy a good leather rig. You know, I got the low rig here. This is custom carved from New Mexico. These can get as pricey as you want to spend, but they're just beautiful things. And they absolutely, if you're getting a gun, you're gonna want a rig, and you're gonna want to play cowboy. You know. There ain't a man alive that still doesn't want to be a cowboy, I guarantee you. And this one here, I got it on eBay. It's pretty nice, but it's stamped. But it's a low drop rig. It's a gunfighter rig. It sits lower than a normal holster. And there's 1,000 other holsters out there. You can get modern holsters. You don't have to get the carved leather or anything like that. Another huge point that I totally missed on this is this shoots any fodder. It shoots any 22. You can put anything through this. 22 shorts, 22 long, 22 snake shot, 22 rimfire, 22 mini mags, all that, as long as it's in the 22. And that alone, you know, I mean, the 22 shorts for pest control out in the backyard. If you're doing trapping, the 22 longs and so forth and so on. This eats anything. Very, very cool handgun, man. It does freaking everything. It just does everything. And it's just cool. It's just, the cool factor is out of 1 to 10 is like up in the 15s. It's just a cool handgun. So if you're wanting one of the best bargains in the country right now, and you got $250 or so burning a hole in your pocket, Ruger Super Wrangler is the way to go. It's 2 guns in one. The thing's built like a brick poop house, and you can be a cowboy for the rest of your life. So, my name is Paul K. I hope you like this one. This one is was a lot of fun to put up. Please like and subscribe. Smash those like and subscribe buttons. And we will see you next week. See ya.